All right, so let's quickly start with writing class. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show an essay what Aradhana has written, one of our students, and then show you the mistakes and then make you guys write that essay and get the review, give you the feedback today itself in the writing class. All right, so all of you, I think, geared up for it. I want you all to participate in this. I'm going to explain you in simple terms, identify the mistakes. We will learn a lot, and then you have to write down at least one paragraph and get a good bands from me. Okay, so this is the question. Nowadays, people live in the society where consumer goods are relatively cheaper to buy. Do you think its advantages outweigh disadvantage? Sorry, the question is not discuss the advantage and disadvantage. The question is outweigh. Means, let's say here I write one advantage. Here I write one disadvantage. Which of them weighs more? That is the question, not number of advantages or disadvantages. So I write an advantage which is not a very effective advantage, and I write a disadvantage which causes a lot of loss, huge loss. Then this one is weighing 100 kg. This one is weighing, let's say, 5 kg. Then I can say disadvantage outweigh advantage. That's the question. Understand the question and then start writing. No, understand what exactly is consumer goods. Consumer goods could be any goods that you use in your normal life, could be uh, the dress, the attire, the food, the table, chair. Everything has become very cheap now. Because of that, there are advantages and disadvantages both. But which one of them has more impact than the other? That's the question. That's the question. Hope you're getting it. So, what is one of the ideas for advantages? We can consider this as a good idea. When consumer guide goods are becoming easy to buy, everyone will buy it, man, irrespective of whether the person is really poor. So, probably bridges that gap. Rich means only rich can afford. Now, even the poor are able to afford it. Correct. So the gap is slowly, narrowing down. It's not widening. People from all walks of life can have access to some sort of luxury. That's the advantage. Everyone can have some access to it. People who have never seen such a luxury to some extent, consumer goods, will be able to experience that. They will have a better life. That's the advantage. Disadvantages. Any idea on disadvantages? If everything becomes so easy to buy, what is a disadvantage? Anybody? I want every one of you to participate, please. You can click on the chat option on the bottom right and type. Spurti can try. If everything becomes so easy to buy, consumer goods are so easy. You can buy a dress, a t-shirt for, let's say, 100 rupees. It's becoming very easy. What is the disadvantage? Value of things will reduce. Because of that, what will happen? Wastage is a lot. We have to prove how wastage is related to disadvantage, why wastage will happen. The better ideas, the ideas that you guys have written could be a better idea, but the best ideas are something different. When everything becomes so cheap to buy, how it will become cheap? Quality is so good or bad? Quality will be compromised for sure. Everyone will buy everything more than what is required because it is so cheap. Because of that, lot of things will be wasted. Good idea, yes, that can be considered as a best idea too, but quality will be compromised if everything is relatively cheaper to buy. Let's say food, packed food is very cheaper to buy, but how much of preservatives, chemicals are added to compromise the quality? They need to produce it with a lesser amount because they are selling it for a lesser price. That means even they have to prepare it or manufacture it for an even lesser price. Quality will be compromised, health will be impacted. When it is cheaper to buy, a lot of people will buy, man. Then they need to produce it in bulk. How will they produce? Poor countries, they go labor intensive workforce. They put a lot of pressure on them. All these are the disadvantages. And yes, when everything is cheaper to buy, people end up buying more than what is required. Not necessity. I mean, there is no necessity of it, but still they buy because it is cheaper. A lot of waste things could have been spent on something useful, people end up wasting it. Good idea. Like this, there are many things are there, but this is one aspect of it. Your essay will be evaluated with respect to 4 components. First is idea, that is task response. For whatever the question, are you writing the correct idea? Second one, coherence, cohesion. For whatever the idea that you have written, are you narrating it correctly like a story? Are you just putting the dots, or are you connecting them? There is a huge difference between putting a dot and connecting them. Putting a dot is just writing in parts. Connecting them is building the story. We will talk about it. This is all about supporting idea. If you see, just give me a second. Just give it a second. So this is what is shared with you all. IELTS writing, if you go here, I've asked you, I've given you some 6 videos to finish, but after videos finished, what do? You will start sending. But if you get time inside the essay folder, you have, this has been done like 1 or 2 months before. In this, there are templates and videos on how to use the templates. All the templates are here for all, most of the part we have covered. So take them into consideration, because here I've explained how to improve the coherence, cohesion. Fixed templates are there. You just use it. Coherence, cohesion issue fixed. We will talk about it. So first is task response. Second is coherence and cohesion. Third is vocabulary. Fourth is grammar. Grammar is all about writing simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence. Vocabulary, you don't have to worry. If you need 7, 7.5, use normal, simple English. No need to have Shakespearean English. I need 8. Then there is a topic related vocabulary. That is, if you really want 8, then you have a look at it. If you really have time, you look at it. Otherwise, not required. If you see here, evaluation, lexical resource, must watch. All the topic related vocabulary has been given, but use it wisely. Don't have to spend too much of time on this vocabulary. If you need 7, it is not mandatory. The IELTS is so vast that it cannot be done within 1 or 2 hours. So the course has been made this way. Okay. All right. So these 4 components are the ones with which you will be evaluated. So we need to write an essay using these 4 components, thinking about these 4 components. So that's the advantage. Compromise on the quality to produce products in bulk. Labor from poor countries have to indulge in intensive working. Or as Purti told you, can also talk about you end up spending, or you end up buying more than what is required, resulting in wastage. Perfect. So now we will see how a student has written. But what is the structure to be used? Pay more attention. This is most important. Coherence and cohesion. There are 2 things to talk about. First thing is external structure. If you are looking at an essay from so far, how the essay looks like? Oh, this is para 1, this is para 2, para 3, para 4. That is one aspect of it. The second aspect, when you come inside the para 1, how it should look. You're inside the para 2, how it should look. Inside the para 3, how it should look. That is the second aspect of it. Now we're talking about the outer structure, the external structure, the main structure. How many paragraph the essay should consist of? Introduction, the very first paragraph, 4 to 5 lines. You need to state your viewpoint. The question is, do you think it's advantages outweigh disadvantage? You tell. Advantage outweigh disadvantage, or disadvantage outweigh advantage. Now, second paragraph, you state the advantages or disadvantages, whatever. Third paragraph, you state the advantage. In the viewpoint, in the first para, if you have said disadvantages outweigh the advantage, one moment, guys. Sorry, in the first para, introduction, if you have told disadvantage outweigh the advantage, means the disadvantage are more impactful than the advantage. Then in the body 2, that is third para, pay more attention, very, very important. State the advantages and prove in 1 or 2 sentences why disadvantages outweigh. Simply, you cannot write second paragraph advantages, third paragraph disadvantages and finish it off. No. The question is outweigh. You need to prove why advantages outweigh disadvantages or disadvantages outweigh advantages. If you use the template, everything will be clear. Here also I'll explain. But this proves very, very crucial. You need to say why outweigh. We will see how to do that. And body 4, that is the last paragraph, conclusion. You summarize the second paragraph and the third paragraph into 4. This is the one structure. The second structure is you state the disadvantage in the body 1. You state the advantage in the body 2. After body 2, fourth paragraph. This is para 1. This is para 2. This is para 3. 4 paragraph in 3 sentences you explain why the outweigh. Then this fourth one will become 5th paragraph, which is conclusion. This also can be done, or in 3rd paragraph only, you can include why the outweigh. But you have to include why the outweigh. If you don't get any marks. Any doubts so far? Praveen, any doubts? Arjun? Shahid? Jobel, Gaurav? Samsung SM8336E? Spurti? All right. So this is the structure. So now inside the body 1, what structure to be used? Inside the body 2, what structure to be used? These two prove very, very crucial. Intro and conclusion are dummy, not important. It's the second and the third paragraph. Second paragraph is called body 1. Third paragraph is called body 2. Okay. We will talk about it. We'll just show an essay what our student has written. This is introduction. Oop. Requires probably 7 to 8 minutes to write. A 40-minute one essay, man. Body 1 and body 2 gives marks. There you need 15 or let's say 18 minutes. 36 minutes gone. Another 4 minutes is left. 1 or 2 minutes you can take to write, not more than that. In 1 or 2 minutes, you cannot write this much a big intro and there is no marks for this. What they need is just this. The benefits outweigh the drawbacks. My viewpoint, our viewpoint, your viewpoint is required. Why to write a lot? No mark for this. Don't write a lot. You have to finish the introduction in 1 or 2 minutes. Don't take 7 to 8 minutes. First thing. How to write? I've given the templates you can memorize. This is also fine. I'll explain, Shahid. Now, the same thing, whatever you're trying to include in the body 2, put that in a separate para. That's it. 3 or 2 sentences. Same thing. Just with one more line break and one more paragraph you write. I have it here. Don't worry, I'll explain. Okay, so I would suggest just follow the template. In today's society, the template will help you fill the things, one or two words you need to write, and then give the viewpoint. You will finish it in 1 minute. Don't write a lot. So here, if you read it here in the introduction, in today's society, various issues and topics are subject to debate. One such topic is the price of the products. Over the year, the price of the products have decreased and the people have access to all these products at cheaper rate. Same things only, but written in 1, 2, 3 lines. What I would have done in today's society. Price of the in today's society, from here directly 3rd line. Price of the consumer goods have decreased and people have access at a cheaper rate. While it is true that each topic is its own set of advantage, disadvantage, the benefits outweigh the drawbacks. This essay will explain the same. Finished it off. No need to write a lot, and I have rephrased this, but you can write on your own, but know that don't write a lot, write less. That's exactly what I meant. In today's society, the price of the consumer goods have decreased. In today's society, the price of the consumer goods have decreased and the people have access to all these at cheaper rate. While it is true, I have copy pasted. This essay will discuss various advantages I have removed, discuss why the positives have higher significance than the negatives. Write less. This essay will discuss why advantage outweigh the disadvantage. If I just write the same word, will that be a problem? No problem. Stop watching YouTube videos. No problem. Introduction, it's a dummy, not that important. Now we go to the second paragraph. What structure to be used? This is very, very important. Pay more attention. This is where all your marks are hidden. This is what I would need. The very first line inside the structure will be a main idea. Proper main idea, bang on target. Second line is a paraphrase to the main idea. Whatever you write here, why, whatever the answer that you get, you need to extend it in the supporting idea. You can write 2 sentences or 1 sentences. Then you give an example related to the main idea and the supporting idea. Let's say main idea you talked about A. Then example also you should talk about A only, don't deviate. Same things you need to continue. This example never write in one line because you cannot give an example in one line. Example is a scenario, a situation. Situation should be descriptive. At least 2 or 3 sentences, please write, and then if you wish, you can conclude. This is the structure. If you want to write 2 advantages, then each advantage should have this complete thing in the second paragraph. Oh, it gets very lengthy, then don't write 2 ideas. You want 8, then write 2. Otherwise, 1 is enough. The marks is not there just for writing more ideas. It is about you write 1 idea only, but how you represent it. The marks is hidden there. So don't write 2. 1 idea is enough. But that only you write properly. This is what I would always recommend people doing it. So if you see here, this is the second paragraph. Firstly, the very first line talk about the main idea, what people do. Firstly, there are many advantages to people living in society where goods are relatively cheaper to buy. Don't waste your time. For that, you need to type 1 minute gone. Every second matters the most. Getting it right? Properly come to the point in the very first line in a simple sentence. The main advantage of availability of consumer goods at lesser price is eradication of poverty. Bang on target. This refers to the fact that that is what the template she has picked up from mine, from ours, and she has written, or you can write this is because. But now, how it will eradicate poverty? Because whatever the thought that come into your mind, put that in the second line with the connector, the linking word. This refers to the fact that as the products like food item, clothes, and other required product for a family is available at a lower rate, all citizens can buy things, even the poor, which will decrease the poverty rate in the nation. Good idea. The way it is not good idea, sorry. The way it is represented is all good. Coherence, cohesion is really good, but do you think if you let the things to be at cheaper price, it will eradicate poverty? It will not eradicate poverty. Still, there are bigger things, access to education and many more things. They cannot get rid of poverty just because there are things that are available which are cheaper to buy. So this may not be considered a great idea from my perspective. Someone else may find it a good idea. That's the reason sometimes people get some, and sometimes when they reapply for an, I mean, sometimes when they, like go for a reevaluation, they get good points more than that. Because these kind of ideas, some people go with it, some people don't. I don't go with this because I believe it cannot eradicate the poverty. So this idea itself is completely not correct. Probably she could have represented that in a different way. That I'm going to show in just a while. The representation matters the most. You can write the same things, but first line you change a little, it works. But yes, if she writes eradication of poverty in the first line, the second line perfectly fits in. The second line is called supporting idea. See, supporting idea, she's writing in one small sentence. No, she has started the sentence with the word as. Complex sentence. As I went to hotel yesterday, I cannot put a full stop. I have to continue. As I went to hotel yesterday, I was able to eat a lot. 2 things I added. As I went to hotel yesterday, I was able to. So 2 things will come in one sentence. That's called complex sentence. You can use the word as, if, when, since, wherever, whenever, despite, although, All those, even though they're all subordinate conjunctions, using which you can create a complex sentence. Now, if you see, she is writing a lengthy sentence which covers most of the things, which justifies how it will eradicate the poverty. It's a continuation to the first line. Why am I taking it very slow? Because I want you guys to write in a short while, okay? For instance, now she has to explain how it will eradicate the poverty. Food item, clothes, and other required is available. All the things even the poor can buy. What exactly you mean? She has to explain further in the example by giving a proper instance. The installation of public distribution services where food items are provided decrease the poverty ratio in the state. How it decreased? How, boss? I will not write. Examiner says, I will not give marks. She says, no, I will not write. Examiner says, I will not give marks. Don't ask. You write, I'll give. So I always tell people, never ever write in one line. Please, please, because you cannot express it clearly. Never do that. But okay, first line she told. Okay, second line, next line, continue. But what she has written, moreover. Moreover, furthermore, in addition, they all mean next advantage, next idea. If previous one is not yet over, a lot of questions. Let's say there's a small baby. You are the person who is putting the baby to sleep. How do you put baby to sleep? You sing a lullaby or you narrate a story. When you narrate a story, baby should sleep, man. That means there should not be any questions. There should not be doubts arising. If this is the thing, baby will keep questioning how in Kerala public distribution services, how we replace the property. Baby will never sleep. Baby will bombard you with questions. That questioning thing should not happen. Feed the data to the examiner just the way you feed it to a baby. Things will fall in place. She has a very good hold on the language. The way she has written is really amazing. The words chosen, sentences, sentence formation, everything is correct, but she is not ready to write more. Another idea came. The variation in price of commercial products affects, its affects actually, or impacts the lifestyle of the people. Again, first line, main idea. How it affects? Because as all the people will have required and sufficient products for living, slowly their way of living gets better. In an instance, having access to things like what? Not written. Having access to things that poor people once craved for will automatically raise them to a higher level of comfort. How? She knows it. The person knows it, but the person has decided not to write. So that's the reason I'm telling you. Never write in one line. Always assume sentences, examples, 2, 3 sentences I will write. So you can give more clarity. So the same essay I've transformed to a band-aid with a little hi-fi English and proper structure, proper representation. Have not written eradication of poverty. Rather, what I have written is separates. Look at it. This entire thing is, for instance, 1, 2, 3. 3 sentences I'm writing, for instance. This entire sentence is supporting point. If you don't have that great hold on the language to write one complete sentence in 4 lines, then don't write. Divide them into two different sentences, 2 lines each. Can I do that? Definitely yes. So I always end up, so I always tell people, if you're not able to write like this big sentences, just one sentence, big lines, then divide them into 2 sentences. No problem. Okay, so it is usually 1 or 2 sentence for supporting point, 2 or 3 sentence for instance. This is one line only. So now we will see. A significant advantage of making consumer goods more affordable is the mitigation, reduction, stopping of the disparity between the difference. Reduction, reducing the gap between rich and the poor to some extent. Because rich is known to have earlier good clothes, poor were not having clothes. Now poor also having the good clothes, right, to some extent. So that gap between rich and the poor to look is slowly reducing. That's what mitigation of a reduction of the disparity between affluent means rich, affluent, and the impoverished, thereby fostering a degree of socio-economic equilibrium. Degree, not complete, to some degree, to some extent. How? Because that this signifies that, or this is because this implies, this means any of the linking word you need to write. Essential products like sustenance, attire, and other important, indispensable family requirements being attainable at reduced cost enables the individuals below the poverty threshold to procure fundamental needs that were once very exclusive only to Mr. Ambani, only to rich people. Correct, or middle class. So here what I'm doing, I'm comparing the middle class, upper class, and below poverty line. Reduction of the price, what has done, even the people from below poverty line can have access to it, which once was exclusive only to middle class and upper class. Here instance, yes. In the instance, now you talk about indispensable family requisites, which the person here has not done. Second line only, the example written. For instance, the person doesn't know what to write. Getting it? So unveil the story slowly. This is art. Hope you are getting it. Here I just wrote in on a top layer. Now I'm going deeper. For instance, the question is nowadays. Earlier was not there, huh? In the preceding eras, the probability or the prospect of securing three square meals a day, indispensable family requirements, or obtaining basic attire. Attire means clothes. So what I'm doing, I'm second line that is supporting idea. I'm still writing in puzzles. I'm not letting it go. Instance mein, I'm explaining in detail. Obtaining or securing 3 square meals a day or obtaining basic attire presented. You present a challenge, that's a collocation. Presented or offered formidable challenges for those in poor circumstances or indigent circumstances. However, this may not be the case now. With diminished price barriers, a broader spectrum of society can have access this. Consequently, attenuating is reducing. If I mean, like, this is the home theater. Here I have a speaker. If I'm receding from it, let's say I move 10 meters, I get to hear a certain decibel of sound. Let's say I move 20 meter, the sound attenuates, means reduction in the force. This is attenuating the gap or reducing the gap between wealthy and the poverty. Semi first line. Mitigation of disparity. Attenuating the same thing. Whatever I talked in the first line, same thing only. I mean, look, I'm not talking about something else. But here I proved how this mitigation of the disparity, the difference between rich and the poor happens, is what I have written here with a proper structure. Getting it? So I'll just explain the next paragraph as well, and then I'll make you guys write. We still have a lot of time. Any doubts on this so far? I don't want you guys use such heavy words if you're not confident, not required. This person has got 7.5 in the IELTS academic with the same English level. You can get 7.5 if the task response and coherence cohesion is good. Vocabulary, grammar. Grammar is important. Vocabulary is not that important. For 8, yes, you need. Okay. So this is the third paragraph the person has written. Now advantage over. Shayad, here you get that. This entire part, you put that in the next paragraph. That's it. If you want to write separately. Just 2 or 3 sentences separately you need to write for outweighing part. Despite the advantages providing consumer goods in cheaper amount nationwide, some sentence grammatical mistake here, it will have various drawbacks too. One such notable disadvantage is its effect on the economy of the country. How it will affect the economy of the country? Probably people will start consuming more and they get so used to it. In the end, let's say they don't have money, they take loan, end up doing, and a lot of other things. Probably because of that, economy will go down. If the person writes that, I would still give marks. But this is the first line. Effect on the economy of the country. Now she has justified supporting idea. How? This refers to the fact that importing food items from other countries. Where are we talking about importing? So this is happening in the imagination of the person. It is not even asked. Importing from other countries at a higher rate and providing the same product in lower rate will cause money loss. Where they told other country from China we will import for 100 rupees. Here now we will sell it for 50 rupees. Where they have told no. Now to give an example. Case where Tamil Nadu is not another country within India, it's a state. Tamil Nadu government brought tons of rice from Kerala. Kerala is not a country, state. The previous line, this is coherence cohesion classic error. The previous line talks about other countries. Here also China, India should have written. What is written is states. From Tamil Nadu, they brought tons of rice for Tamil Nadu from Kerala and selling it to people at low rates, pushed them to huge debt. No base, this is baseless example. So entire thing is gone for a toss. Now what the person is trying to do, this is most important because the question is outweigh. Although there are such disadvantages, if we take some proactive measures, it can be resolved. In the next line, you need to write what proactive measure. This is from my template. If you just have this template, it becomes very easy to prove. You don't have to think much. Just you need some time to by heart or memorize or prepare for the template. If this question is asked automatically, these are all the coherence question things. Although there are such disadvantages, if we take some proactive measures, it can be resolved. This means that if until here the template covers. Now put a point. What proactive measure? If government collects taxes based on the income, then they can provide commercial goods at lower amount to public without incurring loss. Therefore, with proper measure, the disadvantages can be harnessed to positive. That means it is not a great disadvantage. That means advantage outweigh disadvantage. In the next paragraph, we will finish it off. To recapitulate, now second paragraph, third paragraph, please summarize. All the selling goods at lower rate have disadvantage of ruining the economy. It will not ruin the economy, by the way, but yes, we will come back on that. The advantages that they offer are undeniable. This is the exact template shown. To recapitulate, the word although is required. Advantages that they offer are undeniable, such as exact template. Here, write a small phrase. Reduction in poverty. You don't reduce the poverty, by the way, and improving the lifestyle of the people. So the benefits outweigh the drawbacks. Everything is good, just the ideas were wrong. Here, the disadvantage idea was wrong. It will not be a burden on the economy. And lot many things. Any doubts so far, guys? So this will score. Grammar is good, vocabulary is good, coherence, cohesion not up to the mark because example is not explained. And here two countries talked and then here states talked and then instantiate only one line written as an example. It's not very clear. So task response will be definitely 6 because this idea is completely wrong. The previous also eradication of the poverty is not that great. So task response will not be more than 6. Coherence cohesion will be 6.5 to 7. This person may end up getting 7 because the structure is all perfect. Just that she could have written one more sentence in the example. I can still give 7. Grammar and vocabulary 7 and 7. Overall will be 6.5. But the person has the ability to get 7.5 to 8 just because of the ideas. It went completely wrong. And how do I learn the ideas? Knowing the ideas is all about knowledge, general knowledge, common sense, thinking more about it, and lot many things. You have serious problems there because every question has different ideas. You can come to essay, ideation. So it's a big package. Whatever I've given you is huge. But yes, you will not be able to finish all, which I've built it over the year. So whatever is required, whenever is required, you do it. Right now, focus on finishing the videos and then start sending for the feedback. Meanwhile, you can go to ideation folder, must watch. 15 ideation folders. Each video has 5 to 6 questions discussed with respect to good ideas, bad ideas. Into 15, 15 5 around 75 to 85 different questions and ideas. Well, it requires time. I totally understand. Let's say I've opened this video. Just give me a second. I'll give you a trick. See here. Settings. Playback speed. I would always go at 1.5. I never keep it at normal. If I go at 1.575, this 56 minutes video, I can finish it in 15, 20 minutes. So this way you can actually finish things faster. If you're really interested, you can have a look at it, because any question can come, and there could be more than 2 million questions. Any questions can be framed. So there is no one set thing, correct? So that's the reason course has been made this way. Okay, so still have 20 minutes. What I do is, I want the second paragraph. I will write the verdict. Pay more attention. I will tell you what I need. Please don't start writing. Just hold on. This is para 2 or the body 1. Cons means disadvantage. Pros means disadvantage. Pros means advantage. This is enough. I want you guys to mainly write this first. And once done, you can type, send the answer in the chat option on the bottom right. If you're not comfortable typing, you can WhatsApp me here. That is for today. I think it will need some 20 minutes. Today we will finish. And after the class, once we are done, you can write this and then send us for the feedback to the mail ID given to you. I want disadvantages, not the advantages, because you have told, let's assume disadvantage outweigh. Write the disadvantage. One is enough, but prove it. One is enough. No need to write more. One is enough. Write an effective disadvantage. By reading it, I should cry. You, such a disadvantage. I should feel like saying. Can we start, please? Arjun, try. Gaurav, please try. Jobil, Shahid, Spurti, and Samsung SM. Your name is displayed as something different. Please try writing. I'll just wait. Thanks much. Okay, we have people writing the answers. No, Spurti, I need, that's okay. I need second paragraph. I need the entire para, around 5 to 6 sentences. Okay, this is Arjun's answer. No, Arjun. Grammatically, entirely wrong sentences. Disadvantage mainly not cause of goods means what? Not understanding this. It's package what they being used to carry back homes. Since majority of the package material is plastic and no control or limitation, as we know, plastic. No, 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 no. You have written what is the disadvantages of using plastic. The question is not about plastic. It's consumer goods. Consumer goods. Let's say you want to buy an iron box. You want to buy a T-shirt. You want to buy packed food. इसके बारे में लिखना है. Getting it? This is प्लास्टिक के बारे में आप लिखे आए. This is entirely wrong. This is task response. गलत हो जाएगा ना. Task response will be wrong. Getting it now, Arjun? This is not the question. That's okay, Gaurav. Guys, even if it is wrong, it's okay. Please send me. I'll correct it. Okay, there are many pitfalls, but first and foremost is environmental damage. To illustrate further, comma, due to excessive consumerism, a lot of rubbish generated. A lot of rubbish full stop. Take for instance, if XYZ company regularly produces 14-ton bottle in a month, but in meat, not getting it right, to demand or over consumer, company produced 20-ton bottle. So thus, Shahid, I want you to proofread it. It's a lot of grammatical errors I'm not understanding. So thus it directly lead to environmental damages. This was not clear at all. But in meat to demand, not understanding, or over consumer company, not understanding basically. Probably you in a hurry you have typed. मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है वो क्या है. Moreover, to save cost, comma missing, a manufacturing firm most oftenly use unsafe cape chemical and low, and it directly affect to galat hai, affect the health of consumer. Where is supporting idea for this? So coherence cohesion will be gone. No? Where is example for this new idea? सो नया आइडिया आप लिखो तो मुझे एग्जाम्पल चाहिए, सपोर्टिंग आइडिया चाहिए, वरना नए आइडिया को नहीं लिखना है. गेटिंग इट ना. अगर लिखा तो प्रॉब्लम है. If you write correctly, otherwise skip this completely. And this part, I'm sorry, I'm not able to understand. In meeting the demand, something you're about to write, they produce 20 ton. Okay, okay, I got you. They produce 14 ton, but to meet the demand, maybe you're written. To meet the growing demand, consumer company may produce excess. So thus it will directly lead to environmental. How it, if they produce excess, how it will damage? People also will use excess. No, prove how it damages. Still not answered. Getting into small things. Small things. We would have written, but how? Not clear. Good one, Spurti. You've tried your best. Let me just take it up. These days, people are mostly buying things because those are affordable. Individuals are not considering. This means individuals are not considering if they could save money. Instead, they're looking for materialistic things as it is available for cheaper prices. This implies that there's always something coming up to replace the new things, which may lead to a lot of wastage. Don't try to write so many sentences. Now you have to prove how it will lead to a lot of wastage. If you've written that, I'll give 7. For example, some women start buying number of handbags. Due to this, I need linking words. You don't get a hobby. They may become habituated to having a lot of bags. This in turn results in order to buy it. Hence, it is best to have quadratic with durable instead of no. Don't write this. Don't write this. Never give a solution. The question is not solution. That's it. Hence, cheaper consumer goods will result in wastage of things. Now it is clear. Spurti getting it? A little modification. See this word I added. Others also please have a note. She was completely new to IELTS. This is her first class. So she has written whatever the best way possible. Habituated. And now this was there. I added this. Basically, I'm connecting the dots. You had written the dots. You had written the dots. I'm just connecting them with some linking words. Hence, this in turn. These are the words that actually connect the stories if you observe. Correct? Getting it, Spurti? Hope it is clear. Jobels, we will finish it off. New one. This is the new one. No, I just checked the ability. Yeah. So Jobel, we will see. Jobel is known to write better. We will just check. Jobel. Firstly, when consumer goods can be bought at cheaper rates, their consumption increases. Write the advantage or disadvantage. First line. Don't give introduction. This is fine. Okay. While this is good for the economy, meanwhile, it hurts the environment because more resources are required to produce more goods. Still fine. Excellently written. This is the main idea, guys. This does not help the planet. Excellently written. This is the second supporting idea. For instance, probably could have written little more, not very clear. Hurts, hurts the environment because one moment. More resources are required to produce more goods. This does not help the planet, leading to blah 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 problems. Add it up. For instance, the usage of plastic products, the usage of plastic products is increasing or increases. Increases the pollution. How? Why you wrote another downside? I told multiple times. I want you to continue. Okay. How it will increase the pollution? Explain. For example, when people are willing to buy a lot of consumer goods at a cheaper price, let's say from Amazon, for packing, what the Amazon can do, it has to procure more of plastic. To procure more of plastic, what? Explain. No, the another downside not required. It leads to production of more waste. Garbage disposal is one of the biggest issues we face today. For example, many people these days change their mobile phones every 2 months. This trend is fueled by the new opinion. Okay, mobile phones 2 months, okay, but garbage disposal and changing the mobile phones 2 months, how it is linked? Hey, Nakul, you don't know how it is linked. You when you keep on using phone, you will throw it, Nakul. Right? Feed, explain it to a baby. Again, see, this is not required by the way, but you have written it and still it is wrong because it is not clear. Garbage disposal is one of the biggest issues. For example, many people change their phones every 2 months. This trend is fueled by the cheap prices. Okay, but how this changing phone is going with the garbage disposal? I know it is very simple to understand, but you have to write. Everything is in half, and that's exactly what I told not to write throughout the class today. So, guys, like I always tell, essay writing is always tricky. Well, if you need 7 or 7.5, if you need 6.5, it is easy. For 7, it has to meet few requirements. It will come over the time, keep writing. And those who are finding difficulty or struggling to generate ideas, there is no other way. You have to read a lot of books, anything, newspaper or something, or finish my ideation. Those who are struggling to make sentences, English is not up to the mark because of this. If you're not able to make sentences freely, it's not happening freely. I need to think a lot and make sentence. For them, the only best solution that I can think of is read newspapers or read novels 1 hour a day without fail. This will enhance your reading skills, writing skills. The skill set will improve. Automatically, the flow will happen. If you don't read, it may become even more difficult, may get worsen over the time. Gaurav, I did not give your essay, is it? Where have you sent it? In the phone, is it? Here, I'm not my. I've kept the phone for charging. I'll just WhatsApp you. You sent it in the phone, is it? In the WhatsApp? Okay, I'll just directly WhatsApp you. All right, fine, guys. So, any other doubts you have, let me know. So, these are the complexities of the real complexities of essay. Okay, I think 10, 20, 10, 10. I have 10:30. I have a PT class. We will park it here. Thanks much. The next class will be Friday evening. Listening mock will be back. Till then, take care, guys. Have a good night's sleep. Bye bye. Thanks much.